when you look at, I think it's the last 9 games, you've given up 11, even strength goals, I believe. Why have you been better goaltending, or putting Hammy and having the puck more aside? What are
I think, all the focus and practice that we've done on defending and our defensive game. It's not only defensive zone. I think you alluded to it briefly. It's us having the puck on our stick more, turning the puck over less. Yeah. When you've got 4 new defensemen in a defensive zone system that's a little different than the norm, it takes time. And we've harped on it, and I think we've got to a point where we're decent at it. I think it's difficult for teams to create offense on a cycle, or at least sustained offense off of a cycle. There's going to be shifts, and Notre Dame proved it, where they're just going to have the puck for 30, 35 seconds, and we're going to have to stay with it and stay poised and defend. But I just think it's the repetition and the fact that our guys are, a little more confident with what's going on, and a little more confident with how we want to play in the defensive zone. And I do think the details individually and collectively of our game are getting better in terms of our stick positioning and our body positioning and closing on people rather than chasing them around and blocking shots, and all those things come into play. That's defensive zone wise. Neutral zone wise, offensive zone wise, I think we're doing a better job in those areas, keeping the puck going north so it stays out of our end.
Seems like you guys are doing a better job of taking away time and space in the D zone.
Yeah, it's something we take pride in, and when we're not good, we're not doing, and we're chasing people around. When we are good, we're doing. We're taking good angles, our sticks are good, and ultimately that mindset of being relentless and being on people is right. And I think when we're on, we're doing that.
Do you feel like the D-core specifically is playing better?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Yeah. We there's still always room for improvement, but I think at times over the past while, our D-core had underachieved in terms of, I think there's more talent back there than the way we were playing. But I think they've played better lately. I really do.
It seems like you guys have really done a good job of shot blocking over the...
Well, we harp on it enough and talk about it enough, so they're probably just doing it just to shut me up, Whatever the reason is, I don't care. Even if it's we force people to shoot the puck away from the net, and that's what a lot of teams. Professionally, junior hockey-wise, shot blocking has taken on a life of its own. Some pro teams are really, really good at it, and it really makes it difficult to score at that level, 5-on-5. But Notre Dame in particular is a team that will use the end wall pretty well. Just try to angle pucks to the slot and things like that and miss the net on purpose. So I think our forwards are doing a nice job of making that happen, and then our defense and our low forward are doing a nice job of making sure that doesn't hurt us by knowing where the puck is and knowing where their guy is. But yeah, the shot blocking, because I think the other place it's showing is on the penalty kill. And you can really tell when a kid wants to block a shot or just doesn't want to get hit with it. And that's one of those ones that I'm going to say that it's do as I say, not as I do. I don't think I was a very good shot blocker. I always felt the goalie had all the gear on, let him stop it. But we're trying to sell something different around here now. And we've got some guys that are pretty good at it.
Northern Michigan?
I'm a fan of Northern Michigan. I really always have been. I like the job Walt does in piecing a team together. They're big. I think for the most part they're physical. I think they've got some talent. Their goaltending has always been good since they've been in the league. And for me as a coach, I think they're a better team than where they stand in our standings. And you can see that in their national ranking. They're a top 20 team, yet they're 9th in our league by the numbers of our league. They swept Miami at home. I know they've played people extremely, extremely tough. Last weekend's series against Ferris looks like a series that could have went either way. It was a shootout win and a 3-1 loss, but two really close games. Gron is a guy who seems to score most games. He's got 14 goals. Floric is one of the better forwards we have in our league in terms of the total package. He's such a big guy. He kills penalties. He gets around the ice well. He scores. I think their strength is definitely starting those two guys, and we're going to have to find a way. I don't know if it's the same. I think Gron is slippery, and Floric is somebody that can beat you one-on-one and run you over. And then their goaltending is solid. It looks like they've been splitting all year long with the sophomore, and we've seen Ellingson a few times as the senior. And their decor is just a group that gets it done. They've got some size back there. I do think, and we may talk about it more now than I do with our players, but I think there's going to be something in the series that, because of the playoff series last year, I think there'll be something to be said, okay, let's go and not that it makes a huge difference, but make amends for a playoff series that didn't go their way. We have to be prepared for that. I think Northern Michigan is a team that plays really well on the road. I really do. And I always have thought that, they're a team we played 7 times last year, and we were 3-3-1 against. And this year we haven't seen yet. So I'm excited about the series. I'm excited that we're at home. But I'm expecting it to be, as usual, another really, really difficult opponent within our league.
Going back to the improved defensive play, test the obvious with a team that doesn't score very much. What does it mean to be able to defend that well?
Well, it means a lot, obviously, with this year's team. It means a lot. It gives us a chance. That's what it means. It gives us a chance. Because if we're going to give up 3.5, 4 goals a game, I don't know, based on our stats anyway, offensively, I don't know if we're able to compete in those games. So we have to make it difficult for people, and that's what we're trying to do.
Where do you think their confidence level is, in the locker room with a good month in January and then a split at Notre Dame?
I think the confidence is good. It's definitely better than it was in January. In November. In November, things weren't very positive and confident, but I did think we were making strides with our play. I thought our D zone was improving, and so on and so forth. I feel like our challenge right now as a staff is to convince our players and continue to talk about the fact that it's this much difference in every game, and you watch the tape over and over again, and it just comes down to that much. 1 play, 2 plays, 3 plays on either side of the puck that makes the difference. First half of the year, we found ourselves on the wrong side of that play. Second half of the year so far, we found ourselves on the right side more. And I do think the results let our guys know that we can play with everyone in our league and not just keep it close. I think that's something that's really difficult to measure, but it's really, really positive for us, for a young group. There's a resiliency within our team, and I think there was in the first half, but now it's even more so, because with that resiliency, they've had some pretty good results to go with it. So I think the confidence is good, to answer your question.
With the penalty killing having been good for quite a while, are you getting the feeling on the bench that it's something that can win you games, that it can make a difference?
Well, I'll say this. I think the penalty kill, the feeling on the bench is it can help us win games. We took too many penalties last weekend. I don't want ever to be a team that gets real loose with their discipline and real loose with their decisions in terms of discipline, because we know we're going to kill it anyway. Because that's not the case. We don't kill 100%. We kill 84%. And that's not good enough, So I think it needs to start with being more disciplined. I think the guys realize that we have a pretty good penalty kill, and we should kill off 9 out of 10. That obviously is our number that we're working toward. Can it help us win games? It can help us in that process of piecing together a win. But I don't want to put too much on it and think it's the reason we win games, because if it's the reason we win the game, we took too many penalties,
right,
as far as I'm concerned.
Right. But I mean, the point is that penalty killing has struggled for the last number of years.
Yeah, and I won't, you know, again, we haven't talked a whole lot about the past. I don't know what it was like before. I know that we take pride in it now. Our number is 90. We're fighting towards 90. It is a physical game. We want to play a physical brand, which there's going to be penalties on the other side of that physical play. So you're going to have a penalty kill that can get you out of those opportunities. And I think we have that, or we have it better now than, let's say, we were last year at this time.
And you've just led to my next question with, you're going to play a physical style. So there has to be a fine line between the
I have no problem, Kevin, taking the good with the bad,
Yeah.
okay? When you talk about a Marcus Perrier or a Adam Burkle or these type of people, I have no problem with taking good with the bad. But the hooking and the holding and the 10-minute misconduct for running our mouth or things like that, that's not who we're going to be. We're not going to be that type of team. We're going to be a physical, hard-nosed team, and we'll take penalties and kill those off because that's good with the bad. I'm not going to say, hey, you can't hit somebody when I want Adam Burkle to hit, you know. So we'll take those and we'll kill them. But I don't like the hooking and the holding and the lazy stuff, and obviously the running the mouth and the misconduct. That's absolutely unacceptable. So I think we can piece that together and be a little more disciplined with our stick and those kind of things. And then we're only killing off good penalties, if you will. Yeah, that's what we expect.
Yeah. Anybody injured out of the weekend?
No, we're just ice bags and things like that. Nothing other than late in the year type stuff.
And DeSalvo's fine.
Oh yeah, he's good. He's good. Stephen Johns give him a little beating there once in a while, so
Yeah.
put himself in a couple of tough situations against a pretty big guy.
Yeah. And White Galley update?
Slow, real slow. Almost like step forward, step back, you know. So I think it's positive that he's out there.
And given that there are just 2 regular season weekends left, it's maybe looking more likely he may not.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got a goaltender who's playing pretty good hockey, so we're going to focus on that. White has not, I wouldn't say yet, had from start to finish, starting with a goalie session, you know, a shot session for goalies before practice and a full practice, he hasn't been able to at least compete without pain. We'll say that. You know, he's been out there, but now it's been a lot spottier because I think he tried to come out of the gate a little too quick, and then his body reminded him, hey, we're not ready yet. So, yeah, this season doesn't seem to be realistic, but crazier things have happened. We'll see.
I'm good.
All right, Burrs, thank you.